Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of WWPWW, the best podcast ever in the central Illinois area that deals with wrestling. Jeremy, how we doing today, bud?
I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania.
Are you messing with me right now?
I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania.
Okay. But we have a match tonight. Like, are you messing with me? Come on.
I'm going to beat you. No, I'm just kidding. But I will beat you at WrestleMania. Oh, man, that was a great scene.
Thank you. That was a pretty spot-on AJ Styles and Shinsuke impression. Thank you.
Yes, my Japanese is very good.
Yeah. First off, it's very hard to do an Asian impression without squinting. You don't want to do that because
or being offensive.
Because it looks, yeah, exactly. And also, it's hard to do an AJ Styles impression for me because eventually it just turns into Boomhauer.
That's a good point.
Like I'll start talking like him, and then eventually, for some reason, just slips subtly, and then I just start. It kind of goes into Boomhauer-esque. That's a funny joke. Anyways, well, here we are, episode 60, 66, 67, somewhere around there. So yeah, we have weekly recaps. We talked about Takeover and Royal Rumble earlier in the week. I think it was it Monday, right? Yeah, we did it the day after. And still, yeah, I still wish that they just would have held off on having Rousey debut until Monday Night Raw because it totally just kind of stole the spotlight from Asuka and.
Or even the Elimination Chamber. I think. I agree with you.
Yeah, because they took away from all these legends and all of these women in there now, who've and I'm not. This isn't necessarily a knock against Ronda because
no, it's not her fault.
It's really not. But and I bet she's putting in time at the Performance Center or wherever she's training or whatever, and she's such a naturally gifted athlete. I'm sure she's taken to it, pretty well. But yeah, like all these other women are more experienced, and obviously, all the legends who came back obviously are, and so yeah, it just kind of made me feel like, oh yeah, you just swept all them out of the way, and even Asuka, you were like, who's the first ever winner of the first ever women's Royal Rumble, and it's historic, as they kept saying. And so yeah, it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth to just be like, hey, that's cool that she's here. Like, I'm totally down with that, but it's just, it feels like, oh, they just, put all the attention on her, where it's just like, when at the moment all she is just a name.
Yep.
So yeah, that still kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth because it's like they should have at least held off until Raw this week to do it, just because it kind of shifted all the focus on her when it should have been on Asuka. So that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I agree. And it sounds like a lot of the women in the locker room believe the same thing.
Nikki and Nia, both I saw.
Nia, Sasha. There's a couple others that, and Sasha even put it. I like how she put it. Is she's upset with the booking, just like you said. They're upset with the booking of her this night. And I think on paper it makes sense to do it, but when you see it, you're absolutely right. Like, it takes away a bit from Asuka. Even what they did with Asuka on Monday night, stuff was still taken away. It's like, oh, we just gotta wait because they're gonna do Elimination Chamber. They should have waited until Elimination Chamber to have Ronda come out. And the reason why I say that is because, one, Royal Rumble is a big four pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big deal to have the women, first of all, main event. Second of all, have the women Royal Rumble for the first time in history. The Elimination Chamber is a secondary. It's a tertiary thing where they could have had her come in there, which would have made sense because it's one of those pay-per-views. It's a smaller pay-per-view, but also Elimination Chamber. What does a UFC ring look like? It looks like, to me, an Elimination Chamber, and it feels like an Elimination Chamber. When you watch the UFC match, one of those guys may not walk out of that thing alive. I mean, it's why not? I don't understand the booking. I agree with all the ladies in the locker room. They should have waited until a bit. Elimination Chamber, mostly because I think, like you said, it detracts. But also, she's not going to be able to step in the ring anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
She has a movie to shoot, and whatever other prior things that she has in place, and on top of that, she needs to step into the performance center to start training and learning and stuff. She's not. I don't know if she's gonna be even ready for WrestleMania, to be quite honest. And that's in April, so I totally agree. I think a lot of people who came out and are upset about it, they're not upset with her.
Mm-hmm.
They like her. Even Natalia said, you know, we love Ronda. There's nothing wrong with Ronda. It's the way
The way they booked it.
they booked it.
Yeah.
And they continued that horrible booking on Monday night, in my opinion. They kept showing Ronda. It's like, we get it. Ronda came into into WWE at Royal Rumble. We have to live with that fact now. Let's move on. Asuka is the challenger. And then I felt like she did a great job. I love that when she did her promo, it was all in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that. The crowd was still kind of crappy at times, but I think they took a lot away from her, in my opinion, as well as everybody else's opinion.
So with that, if there's nothing else, is there?
No, nothing else.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, we will just go ahead and shoehorn that right into Monday Night Raw. So, what else about Monday Night Raw kind of didn't do it for you, or what did you like? With for the most part, what did you like and didn't like?
I think my favorite thing on Raw, two favorite things. One is what Braun did.
Mm-hmm.
Even though obviously there was no way Kane was going to be hurt in that. It still looked awesome. I still liked what Braun did. Braun's just an overall monster. I really, really enjoyed that segment. And the other thing I enjoyed was the Asuka Sasha match. I thought was really well done.
Yeah, even though they both almost died.
I thought that was one of the better women's matches in Raw as of late. Outside of the Emma Asuka match, I thought that was really well done as well. But Sasha I thought she did a really good job in that match, and Asuka did a really good job. I'd like to see that again.
Mm-hmm.
I like to see that I like to see them come back to that as Sasha as a heel and Asuka as the babyface in that situation.
Yeah, I agree. I was just like, this is just going to be a TV match, and I was like, wow, this is actually really good.
Yeah, and the main event was really good too. Even though Finn didn't go over.
I have a theory about that.
Okay.
So I'll get to that when it's my turn.
The reason why I liked that match was because there were points you knew that Cena was going to win.
I actually didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm like, Cena's going to win. He's going to be in the Elimination Chamber. It just makes sense to me, anyway. And so I was like, how is this going to end? And so I appreciated that they did false finishes, and then it took what happened at the end to happen, and then the mocking Cena's face. Like his emotions were the same emotions that he had when he fought AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
He was upset that stuff was going on. I mean, he did a good job, and I thought Finn did an appropriate job too. And so I liked the main event a lot too. I liked the mocking of the Too Sweet. That was really
that
smug and just
you're
in Philly, you're acting like a Boston guy. So
yeah,
I just thought it was brilliant. The things I hated about the show was obviously the Ronda Rousey stuff. Just continue to push. Hey, we have Ronda Rousey now. We get it. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's wait until she actually shows up and is able to be in the ring. And the laugh off between Matt Hardy and Bray. Let's stop that, please. I liked what they did in the Royal Rumble, but the whole laugh off stuff is just ridiculous. I think that those are the two things I disliked. There were some other stuff, but it's nitpicking, pretty much. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. What about you? what were the good things and the bad things for you?
I liked all the same stuff you did. Yeah, the whole laughing off stuff between Wilk and Matt and Bray, that doesn't really bother me just because I get that the characters are, outside their minds. They're weird, crazy guys. That doesn't bother me as much as some people. So I didn't really, that did. But yeah, the Sasha Asuka match was awesome. And yeah, the main event was probably my favorite thing. I'm trying to think, was Roman there?
Roman the Miz.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they had another.
It was an alright match.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm just like, But yeah, that match, I really liked that match. That match was pretty good. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Can't believe I blanked on it. Yeah, I really liked that one. That one was really good. The whole thing with Elias was good. Anything with Elias is good.
Yeah, I don't know that I saw. I saw the match between him and Matt. What happened with Elias? What else happened with him? What else happened with Elias? I didn't see anything else. Other
No,
than
he
the
just did his whole spiel, his singing thing, and it was funny.
Cool.
But I rewatched the 2001 Royal Rumble the other day because I remember I was telling you like that one in 2010, in my opinion, are the best and my two favorites. And so I watched 2010 and 2001, and there's a funny part in 2001 where Kane clears the ring. There's nobody in there. The Honky Tonk Man comes out as the next entrant. And he keeps telling Kane, like, just hold your horses there, big fella. Let me address my crowd. And he starts doing, like, the whole, he's just like, if you know my song, sing along with me, everybody. And then they play the theme music again, and he starts singing it. And it goes on for, like, 45 seconds, and then Kane just rips the guitar out of his hands and then hits him in the head with it and breaks it. And I died laughing because I was like, I want to see them do that with Elias and Braun. Like, that would be hilarious. And it also made me, Elias is the Honky Tonk Man.
He is.
He's like,
reinvention of it.
And and it's one of those things where it's just like, oh, they're just copying. It's just like, no, it's brilliant the way it is. He's the sort of millennial indie rock version of the Honky Tonk Man. And it wasn't until that bit that I saw that kind of hit, popped in my head. I was like, oh my gosh, he's like the indie rock millennial Honky Tonk Man. So I thought that was funny. But yeah, he just did a singing spiel thing that was really funny. And so. Yeah, his bit at the Rumble was great too. That was good. I know we already talked about it, but that was good. But yeah, yeah, the Sasha Asuka match was great. But yeah, the main event was probably my favorite thing. I really liked that. They really put on a really good match, and I was totally surprised. I didn't think Cena would win. I thought that he would get, put in his place by Finn for eliminating him from the Rumble, but. I'm thinking that, which leads me to think that I think Cena's going to put over Finn at WrestleMania.
Oh.
Because, apparently from what I heard, they wanted Cena and Samoa Joe.
They did.
For WrestleMania, but since he's hurt, I think this may be the backup plan. It just seems like they're kind of building towards that. Like, it seems like they're building towards something, at least something with them. And so I was kind of thinking, like, oh, well, what if Bray, like Shawn Michaels did to The Undertaker, comes out of the floor of the Elimination Chamber and just, knocks Cena off his block, and then somebody eliminates him. So, and then that starts, officially starts their feud, and then it culminates at WrestleMania, and, Finn's in his demon gear, so he's going to win.
Right.
And, so yeah, that's how I kind of feel about it. Like, I'm just like, yeah, maybe they're building towards something. Because I was like, that kind of stings. I was hoping Finn would be in it. But, it's Cena, I get it. And then I was like, ooh, but what if they're building up to something? So that was just a thought I had about that whole scenario. But yeah, it was a great match, and you're absolutely right. Cena was totally rocking his heel Boston guy thing, which was awesome. And yeah, that face that he made when he did the Too Sweet thing was just, yeah, that was awesome. You hit the nail on the head with all that. It's pretty good. I'm trying to think. I can't really think of anything else, but just Braun backstage, like when Kurt ran up to him and stuff, and I was like, "What do you think you're doing?" And he just snapped, and like I loved that anger and stuff like that. That was totally rad. Like, did a good job with that.
Awesome. The other issue I had with not only Raw but SmackDown is all the hand cam videos. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they turned SmackDown, which I'll talk about later, into like the '90s with all the graphics on the screen. Like, every time somebody would say a word, the graphics would come up. It's like, I don't need that. Why would you do that? I don't know if they're just, since SmackDown is struggling with getting ticket sales, if they're just struggling to figure out what to do with the show, because anyway, we'll talk about that later in a little bit. So yeah, that was one other issue I had with Raw and SmackDown, was all the hand cam stuff. It's like, I don't know why. Why would you do that?
Yeah, they're weird. I don't like them. It's weird. Oh well, is there anything else you can think of, or
I can't think
it's
of
coming to
anything.
your mind?
No, yeah, not off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, I guess we can call that good for Monday Night Raw. So, what letter grade would you give this edition of Monday Night Raw?
It was better than the freebie show, obviously the 25 Raw 25. So I'm gonna give it a B minus though. There was just a lot of stuff that I was confused with and stuff that I didn't really care for. Um, Obviously the Ronda Rousey thing just took me out of the whole women's stuff, and then I'm glad that they're doing a women's elimination chamber.
Mm-hmm.
But even that kind of overshadowed Asuka too, and so I just
Yeah.
thought the booking was just horrible, bad decisions in my opinion on Raw. What letter grade would you give it?
I would give it. I'd, I'd probably give it a B just because those two matches was enough, I think, to. Because there was nothing to really make me go, this was not that good. But there was really nothing that wowed me either besides those two matches. So, yeah, there's nothing like bad enough to make me just be like, this sucked. So, but I enjoyed it for the most part, and those two matches were just really good. So yeah, I just give it a regular B, like a low B.
Right on. All right. Well, we'll move from our review to Raw to our review on SmackDown Live. Caleb, what were the things that you enjoyed? What were the things you didn't?
I liked that they opened with Shinsuke. I'm glad that he came out first, and they kind of let him. And I just loved the whole, where he was just like, Randy Orton, knee to face. And he's like, John Cena, knee to face. Roman Reigns, knee to the face. And then he just goes, AJ Styles, WrestleMania, knee to face. Like, that was awesome. That was spectacular. And people love it, like when he does stuff like this. And so, yeah, that was awesome. I liked that a lot. And then Kevin and Sammy came out, and starting to be some cracks in their armor this week, which kind of made me just be like, no.
Yeah, I hope it's a ruse, but
It's been so good so far, and then I just love how AJ came out, and then they're gonna team up and take on Kevin and Sammy. I thought that was cool, and then I love how they go backstage to Daniel Bryan, Kevin and Sammy, and they're just like, we were screwed out of our match, man. Like, we need another title opportunity. He goes, okay, you're gonna get one, and what was it? You're gonna face AJ Styles at Elimination Chamber or Fastlane rather. Uh, you know, you're gonna have to win another match to get it because it's gonna be Sami Zayn versus Kevin. Though it's like, and then I love how like he just was. There's like like absolutely speechless, and you can just see that look on his face where he's like, yeah, And so
I like the emotion Daniel put behind that, like all of his, yeah, it's so good, oh, it's so great, type thing.
the only thing that would have made that even funnier is if he started doing the yes thing, turned around and walked away, and you could hear him like doing it down the hall. Just yes. Yep. That'd be really good. So yeah, I liked the whole beginning. The whole beginning thing was good. Another thing I liked, it got me excited, and then they shut it down, was Carmella almost cashing in.
Yeah.
I was kind of getting a little excited about that because I was like, ooh, what's, is it actually going to happen? But I liked the way they shut it down.
Agreed.
It was a good, and then backstage, she's like, oh, I wasn't actually going to cash in. I was just keeping Charlotte on her toes or whatever she said. She said something to that effect.
Yep.
And I thought that was funny. Totally in character. And it's funny that, like, the Riot Squad were just totally cool with it. They're just like, she just ran by him. They're just like, oh, she's going to cash in. Okay. Like, they didn't, I was thinking that, like, Ruby Riot would run in and clobber and just be like, no, if anybody's taking that title, it's me, or something to that effect. But
yeah,
they just let her run by, which was even funnier.
Yeah, because I think that would have been cool to, like, even, I don't disagree with you. I liked what they did. I thought that was really well done. And the more I think about it, the more I really, really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I didn't like about that was Charlotte is a horrible seller when she's not in a match.
Yeah.
Her selling was atrocious when she got beat up. it would have been cool, like you said, if the Riot Squad would have stopped Carmella and started beating them up, and then next week there would be a tag team match with Carmella and Charlotte,
Mm.
and then because I think that dynamic would be interesting to see the Money in the Bank winner who could win at any time, beat tag with the women's champion. So would she help her in the tag match, or would she just let her get beat up and then take? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought that dynamic would have been well done. But you're right. When she was backstage and Renee kind of had to shut it down. Oh, thanks, Carmella, and she just rolled her eyes. That was really funny.
Yeah. Another one of my favorite things, I don't know how you felt about it, but I really liked it, was the Fatal 4-Way match for the #1 contender for the U.S. Championship.
Than I thought it was going to be.
I was just like, this match is either going to be really good or really bad. It was Jinder, Rusev, Kofi, and Zack Ryder. All guys were awesome. Like, props to all 4 guys, seriously. Like, they all did a really good job. And it was a really good match. I really, really enjoyed it. Zack Ryder, it's in this match, like, it's just one of those times where it's like you see him, in a match, and you're just like, people forget how bloody good this guy is.
Yep.
And he was awesome in this match, man. He did a great job. And everybody all around did. I really, really enjoyed it. And the way it ended, like Rusev going over, I'm totally stoked about that. He's probably not going to win.
Probably not.
But at the same time, he's back in the title, the title scene at least, and I'm sure him and Bobby Roode will do some fun stuff. So yeah, that I really liked, and I love that he was. One of my favorite things in the match was when Aiden English pushed whatever Singh brother it was into the pancakes and knocked him down, and Big E and Xavier were like, just like, but you hear Big E just go, he messed with our pancakes, like that was hilarious. Like that totally made it. That totally made it for me. And then the Usos promo was a good promo. Just the prison lockup CGI thing was silly. The promo itself was pretty good.
I would have been fine. If they didn't have the visual and just the sound,
exactly,
I think they're fine.
Yeah.
For some reason, they're experimenting with SmackDown, and I hate it. Like, stop with the words on the screen. We're not the '90s anymore. Let's move on from that. Anyway, sorry.
Exactly. No, you're perfectly fine. And I agree. Like, just the sound effect would have been fine. Yeah, the visual was too much. It was too cartoony, and like the CG on it wasn't good, so it almost did look like cartoony. It was very. It was a good promo though. Like they did a great job, but it was just the actual jail cell visual was too much. I agree. The sound effect would have been fine. But the promo itself was really, really good, and they did a good job. Man, what else happened? Let's see. Oh, Ty Dillinger versus Baron Corbin. I liked that.
Yeah, it was good.
That was pretty good. Baron Corbin just keeps growing on me and growing on me and growing on me. Just like I'm just like, I don't really like Baron Corbin. Like in the first month he was here, like in the first couple months he was on the main roster. I was like, I don't really like Baron. It was like 2 years ago almost. Like, I don't really care for Baron Corbin, but just ever since then, he just keeps growing on me and growing on me. And I'm just like, gosh, I gotta give the guy credit. Like he's really growing on me. He's a lot better than people think he is. So.
Agreed.
And yeah, the match was really good, and I loved backstage when Ty, knocked him, and just like, I'm here, unlike your Money in the Bank briefcase.
Oh yeah, I'm still here. I'm like,
that was pretty good.
That's Shane. He's really touchy about that. Money in the Bank. That was really funny.
that was great. Well, I mean, other than the main event match, there's not really much else to talk about. What did you have anything? What did you think of the show?
My favorite thing were the promos. This was a good balance of promo and wrestling. They had good wrestling and they had really good promos. Shinsuke is my favorite thing. His knee to the face promo, because he's hard to understand. I think they did a pretty good job writing for him this week. The knee to the face promo was brilliant. I'm gonna beat you at WrestleMania was brilliant. That I really enjoyed that. even though I'm going to knock all of the production of the Usos, like even though backstage, the leading up to the ring, like that's 90s. Just stop doing that.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
It looks like a music video.
Yes, it did. It looked like a music video. Like I said, it looked awful. I liked the Usos promo, but there was a point where it's like, is this a PSA promo? Because like, if you're gonna have your life's gonna get you down, blah blah blah. I'm like, was he made to do this because he was? I don't know if it was him or the other Uso that was caught for the DWI or whatever. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, you had it right. It was him.
It wasn't.
The one who was doing that bit. Yeah.
I wonder if they wrote that because of that. Type thing.
It was Jay.
Anyway, it was a strong promo. They did a really good job. I liked the whole bit of saying all the people that quote American Alpha locked down, American Alpha 2 locked down, and then when they got to the bar, I thought that was brilliant too. We beat them. They're not even on
yeah,
SmackDown.
That was
They're
good.
on Raw. They got locked down. They're the strongest tag team in either division right now, and I'm enjoying that. They're doing a really good job. So yeah, promo work was outstanding. I'm trying to think. The Fatal 4-Way was really, really well done. I'm glad Rusev went over, but like you said, he's not going to win that match. My favorite part about the match was my favorite thing in the match was the broski boot, and then he gets blindsided by a kick by a Jinder. I thought that was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
The Rough Rider also on Jinder as Rusev was throwing. I thought that was great. The promo that Breezango and American Alpha 2, I'll just put it that way, were doing, I thought that was really well done. Losing to the Usos twice, that comment was great. Rowan holding the guy forever. I like what Corey said during that match, the Bludgeon Brothers match, where he's just holding the guy. Corey's like, Rowan is holding a grown man in his arms. Like, I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, it seems like they're setting up that to be the next feud, Usos and Bludgeon Brothers, because they came out and interrupted, as they were wrapping up their promo, as they were, just getting done, they came out. So, yeah, they're teasing us with that. It looks like, it's a teaser.
The faux Carmella cash-in was really well done. Outside of Charlotte not selling anything, I liked Rusev's promo after he wins. He says he stands there. Aiden pops up, and Aiden says spotlight, and the spotlight comes on.
That was good.
I thought that was really funny. I like Bobby Roode's. I like that he's like Rusev Day. He's like, oh, we have this, and he circles it. He's like, and then he fills in Glorious. I was like, that was clever. That was really well done, guys. I really enjoyed that. And then during the main event, my favorite thing that happened during the main event. My favorite thing that happened during the main event was the teasing of the breakup. But when Shinsuke was doing his little head thing that he does, KO was like, "Don't you do that stupid thing! Don't you do it!"
Yeah, that was great.
Oh man,
I love his ringside comments.
I do too.
He's so funny.
The only things I disliked, obviously, we already did the jail door thing. That was really dumb. And there's no Dolph Ziggler.
Mm-hmm.
He was 30th in the Royal Rumble, and now you're not even gonna say anything about, oh, he's back. No, not gonna say anything about it.
I mean, even just a promo video where it's one of those weird hand cam things where he's just like, oh, that's right, I'm back, blah blah blah, whatever. Nothing. Like there was nothing.
Yeah. And so, and then the other thing outside of the main event was the top 10 list. I wonder if this is a plot device. That they're going to use this for something to do with Daniel Bryan and Shane again, or something, or if they're going to be like everybody's going to put their names on it, and then somebody's name is going to be left off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I just wonder. I don't know if it's a permanent thing.
Okay.
Is what I'm trying to say. It'd be interesting if it was a permanent thing.
Yeah.
But I think it might just be a plot device. I could be wrong.
Who knows? Maybe if they just use it as a plot device and it actually gets over. And, And it actually kind of works.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they will keep it around for a while. But yeah, I am really interested to see where it goes.
So those are my thoughts overall on SmackDown. What were your thoughts on the main event?
I really liked it. I enjoyed it. The teasing of the breakup was good. It makes me a little sad just because it's been really good. I hope it is, as you said, a ruse. And yeah, the KO thing was probably my favorite thing. Like, don't you do that weird thing? Don't you do like that was absolutely hilarious. And then when he does it, and you see KO just like, just kind of like turn his head and start to walk away, like that was killer. That really made me laugh. Yeah, that's about. What about you?
Yeah, I didn't think it was like a great main event, but I understand what they're doing with it. I like that Sammy is getting ready to leave. Oh, you're talking to me like that, and then he eventually comes back and helps him, and then eventually he leaves, and it seems like everything's okay. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm hoping what happens is um, that Sammy will think about his actions during the week and come back and be like, dude, I'm sorry. I would love for Sammy to lay down for Kevin.
Mm.
I think that would be a brilliant way to continue the storyline. To Sammy to be like, you know what, I'm wrong. Not necessarily to turn Sammy babyface again, but to kind of continue this thing. And then he lays down and kind of sticking it to Shane McMahon, sticking it to Daniel. Like, everybody's against us. You know what? We've got our own destinies. I'm going to lay down for you, Kevin. Pin me, type thing. I think that would be really well done. I could be well done. But I liked what they were doing, the teasing of the breakup. So yeah, like I said, it wasn't a great match, but it was good for what it was.
So what do you think was probably your favorite thing?
Out of both?
Yeah.
Or, out of both? My favorite thing is Braun turning over the table, and then followed really closely by Shinsuke's promos. Both promos were great. I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing right now. Is I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was so funny. And then he just smiles. I am messing with you. Like, it was just so good. So good. Like, I just can't wait for that match. That's going to be so epic. Yeah, my favorite thing is probably from Raw. Favorite thing from Raw was the Finn Cena match. I love that. And then, yeah, Shinsuke was my favorite thing of SmackDown for sure. So, what would you give SmackDown? Letter grade.
I give it a solid B.
Okay.
Shinsuke gets an A for me. I'm gonna beat you at WrestleMania gets an A plus. I love that whole comment, and the knee to the face gets an A plus too. But yeah, that's what solid B. What about you?
I give it a B plus because of everything Shinsuke and AJ, Sammy, Kevin related. Really just kind of put it over the top for me. So, yeah, and all the other little things helped out too. So I would give it a B plus. Awesome. So that's what I would give it.
Well, before we end, I wanted to see if you had seen the mixed match challenge this week.
I haven't seen any of them yet.
Okay.
I need to get caught up really bad.
The best thing, like, the matches are okay.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing is they're basically comedy matches at times.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing about this week's is the promo after. The promo after Braun and Alexa win is just downright hilarious. They're kind of developing a chemistry between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Braun basically says, we're professional in the ring and in a personal life. I think she's kind of cute, and she kind of banters back. It's really, really funny. And then she goes, and they kind of set that tone of this. They have a relationship, not necessarily. It's a blossoming, possible romantic relationship. And then talking about the tournament, she goes, "We're gonna go all the way." And the crowd are like, "Yeah, all the way," or something, whatever they did.
Yeah.
And like, it was just so brilliant. And Braun's face is like his face was just awesome. Braun and Alexa, that whole promo was the best thing about the last 2 days, or the Monday and Tuesday night. Though, you just gotta go watch that, because that was just so funny all the way. And then she's like, "In the tournament." And I don't know if they started chanting, because he's got the "Get These Hands," which is the next shirt I want to get. Mm-hmm. "Get These Hands" shirt on, and I think somebody was like, they might have been chanting "Get These Hands" too. And the finisher was really great. Alexa used him and jumped off him to do the Twisted Bliss. Which was pretty awesome. Cool. It looked a little clunky because you're dealing with physics and stuff. Mm-hmm. So and Hart, trying to stand on someone and then jumping over the head as well.
Yeah.
But it still looked cool. That was probably outside of the pay-per-views. That's probably my favorite thing of the last of Monday and Tuesday night was that. 205 Live was also good. We got a new GM, which is Rockstar Spud, now known as Drake Maverick, which is such a made-up name.
I know, that is such like a 1980s action hero name.
Yeah. But it's nice that they're doing a tournament with 205 Live because it gets back to why we fell in love with cruiserweights. Great action. Both of the matches were really well done this week. And next week, Roderick Strong makes his debut. I don't think he's gonna stay in 205 Live per se. I think they're gonna call up a couple people just to flesh out this tournament. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff happening in WWE right now.
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go watch Max Challenge now.
It's just that one. Even because they wrestled Becky and Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
Even those two, like their backstage stuff was really good. Sami, because he's still playing the smuggish, the heel stuff, and so he was blaming the WWE Universe for the loss, and then they eventually are like, basically they realized that because it was Becky's birthday that day, and they had cake earlier, and they're like, oh, maybe it was the cake. You know what? It was the crowd and the cake. That's the problem. That's why we lost. Just finding their stuff on YouTube too. They were really well done. Really funny too. So. Yep.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to check all that out. Sounds fun. Well, if there's nothing else, I think we're gonna have to give you the go home, folks. Thanks for stopping by, wrestling fans. You heard it here. You heard it first. No, you didn't. Yeah, that was our weekly recaps for this week. So we will see you next Friday when we will do our next weekly recaps. And then before we know it, we'll have to start talking about Elimination Chamber and Fastlane because those are probably going to be only 2 weeks apart.
Yes. At least we have about a month until Elimination Chamber. So.
Yeah, I think Fastlane is usually like February 20 something, and then Elimination Chamber is. So I don't know. I don't know when they're going to be. But yeah, can't wait. Just 2 months away from WrestleMania. Hard to believe.
I know.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Well, thanks for stopping by, wrestling fans. This is Caleb.
I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania.